Welcome, I'm Patrick Crowley. I'm the spokesman for the Newport Independent School District. Late this week, down in Frankfort, the General Assembly is going to attempt to override two vetoes by Governor Matt Bevin that severely impact the public education in Kentucky, and we're here for a special announcement on that with Superintendent Kelly Middleton. Superintendent?
I'm Kelly Middleton, Superintendent of Newport Independent Schools, and we've decided to call off school Friday, April 13th, so our staff can go down and support this initiative, support KEA, and to support the veto.
Superintendent, talk about the importance of this. Why you're making a big decision to call off school. Hundreds of districts across Kentucky are doing that. Earlier rallies have been incredibly successful. Thousands of teachers have shown up. Why are you making this decision this weekend? Talk about the importance of what's going to happen.
Well, you know, Pat, we've been involved. I've been involved all year, and I'm kind of getting tired, quite frankly, and of this. We've been in meetings all year long, and it's impacted. I know it's starting to impact the education. It's on everyone's mind. But, you know, now we get down to the final Friday and Saturday, and we think it's important for many reasons. Newport schools, we didn't get to participate in the first rally because it was spring break, and a lot of our teachers didn't go. So that's weighed on our mind, but even more so, we have staff out. It's Friday. Friday's a terrible day to try to get substitute teachers. We already had teachers going on some sessions. I've got about 10 classes that I don't have subs for. And you know what? I think the right thing to do is for us to go down here and fight this for what's best for kids, because this is going to impact all students in public education. It's going to impact all teachers in public education. This is monumental. We need to go down and fight for what's right.
All right, let me frame this one more time. Governor Bevin has vetoed a bill, the budget bill, and that veto will mean massive cuts for public education as well as other entities across the state. So discussing that today is our panel with Kim Ward, who's a parent of two boys in 7th and 8th grade. Kim, thanks for joining us. Joy Tucker, who's the Vice President of the Newport Teachers Association. Joy, thanks for being here. And Sarah Reinhardt, who's a math teacher in the middle school. Let me start with you, Joy. Talk about the Newport Teachers Association. Why is it important to go down there this Friday?
Well, first off, I'd like to thank Mr. Middleton for working with our teachers union to allow us to go down to the rally, because we've been fighting this all year long. First the pension, now the budget, and without the teachers backing it, and we have many who are backing it, we need that override. Our kids need to be funded. Our education is very important.
I'd like to agree with what Joy just said. We've all worked together, school board associations, teachers union, administrators. You know, he's kind of upset all of us at one time, quite frankly, and we need to work together. So I appreciate KEA, and I appreciate the fact that we're all working together on this.
Sarah Reinhardt, 7th and 8th grade teacher. Let's talk about the impact in the classroom. What's the impact going to be if this budget is not, if the veto is not overridden? What's the impact going to be on the classroom? Not just today, but for future teachers and looking down the road for kids coming into the school for years and years.
Our students are going to be lacking in textbooks, in professional development for their teachers, to make sure that we are completely up to date on everything to make our students successful for economy and social needs, emotional needs. And without this funding in our youth service centers, we won't be able to help out our families outside of our schools. We need this funding to be able to have transportation for our kids to get them where they need to go, and to make sure that our students are going to be successful with college and career.
Pat, these are two great teachers for our school district, and both loved by the students. You know, Sarah, you might talk about the very first pension bill, for example, came out. It impacted your whole pension, your whole retirement. You've been through college, this. And the very first issue, I mean, you were hit very hard with the pension. Now we got that changed due to the rally and some of that. So talk to me a little bit about how it's been on your mind, because that stuff you've had to be on your mind while you've been a teacher all year.
It is. It's been on my mind a lot, and weighing the options of what do you do? But our kids here in Newport are so important, and just being there on a daily basis and thinking about how I don't feel supported as a teacher by my state. My school is now completely behind us as a teacher, and it's so exciting that we're able to go down there and fight for what's right. Not only for us, our health care, for teachers and our pension, but our students are #1. That's why we got into this. And taking that away, taking away our funding, takes away our ability to do some of our jobs, but we will always fight. We will always stand up. We will always be 120 strong.
Sarah Joy, a question for you too. Have you heard about, have you heard anything from our younger teachers about maybe possibly even getting out of education?
Well, several teachers have been discussing whether they need to find jobs in Ohio, Indiana, move to other states. This budget is really going to be terrifying as far as recruitment goes.
Yes.
You're not going to be able to hire new teachers because of all of the barriers that are, going to come along if this budget is.
As administrator, we already have trouble finding teachers in certain subject areas. So you all both believe it's going to get worse.
Oh yeah, I definitely think that's
Absolutely.
going to be worse. It's going to be worse to get new teachers in, especially quality teachers in, and teachers to stay, especially the ones that have less than 5 years. It's going to be hard to keep them.
Kim Ward, as a parent of two kids in the school district, what do you think about this? Does this frighten you? Does this concern you?
It frightens me quite a bit. I actually have 3 kids in the school district, but yes, I chose to send my kids to public school for a reason, and these are not some of those reasons. Just like Sarah had mentioned, the fact that next year the teachers that we currently have may no longer be here, and they may choose not to work here any longer. So I think we have a great group of teachers, and I'd hate to see them leave just because of the situation that we're dealing with currently. I hope that the families of our students and the parents are supportive and understanding the reason as to why we're calling off school tomorrow. I know that I am, and I would encourage everyone to realize how this will affect the kids after school with the after school programs, the Family Resource Center, which I know so many of our families come into. In addition to that, I hope that if they have the opportunity, like I hope to, is to take my children there tomorrow and so support to our teachers. I think that's a great, and for our students to show them, I think it's a great learning opportunity.
I love that idea about maybe bringing, for families to come to Frankfort.
Oh,
Frankfort
absolutely,
more also.
yeah.
And again, I'd like to apologize. I know it's last minute for parents
Right.
calling off school. I did as early as I could. It's earlier than a snow day,
Right.
but I appreciate parents, and hopefully they understand, because this will impact public school children maybe for the next 30 years.
Right, exactly.
And Kim, I think you make a great point. I'd like to ask the teachers. The kids are learning a lesson here. They're seeing the difference advocacy can make. And when your elected officials aren't doing what you like, if you get involved, you can make a difference. Sarah, are you seeing that at all? And do you expect your kids are going to pick up on that?
They've had several questions on why are you all going to Frankfort? Why are we not having school just as we called off before we headed over here? And we're telling them that we're fighting for you guys to make sure that we can give you the best education possible, and that's coming from keeping our teachers here in Newport in Kentucky, keeping your teachers getting professional development, and keeping your funding here so we can make sure you can get where you need to be in any textbooks or so on and so forth with any funding.
Troy Tucker, are you seeing that as well?
Absolutely. I teach in the intermediate, so the lesson is not quite as in-depth, but, we just keep telling them that we're fighting for them so that they have more opportunities. All of the family nights and all of the things that we do for them, the activities that they're be able to be involved in. So, with the budget not coming through, some of those things will have to go away.
Pat, it's a great question, because our students did a great job on the march due to the Parkland massacre.
Yes.
And our students did a wonderful
Yeah.
job coordinating. We worked with them. So now they're kind of seeing us do the very same thing. We were actually going to take a group of students, if we were in school, up to Frankfort to kind of watch that, and some of those students who did a good job there. So you hate that we're not going to be in school to do that, because it is a learning lesson, but we're going to be communicating back and forth. So it sounds like they're interested, and I'm excited about that.
Because speaking of the politics, every school district in the state are watching the votes and seeing who votes for and against, correct, Superintendent?
Oh, absolutely. I see everyone shaking their head here. We're taking names, taking notes, and I would like to say, we had some, and I'll just say, we had some Democrats really step up on the pension bill for us, really did. So we've had some Republicans really step up on the first budget bill. We really did. And so both aisles, we've had people support us, and we're going to be watching. We need that support, and I know it's going to be tough. I know a veto override governor is tough, but we all need it. It's what's best, and we're going to be watching.
Kim, as a parent, are you and other parents talking about the passion that this school district and how they are fighting for these kids and taking this big step?
Absolutely. I think it makes me feel very supported as a parent that you guys are fighting for my kids. Ironically, my 5th grader last night came home and his teacher had talked to him about what was happening this coming Friday. And I think he taught me more than I actually knew at the time. And he's currently making posters in class today for the teachers to use at the rally tomorrow. So they're very involved, they're very aware, and they're very supportive, and they're vocalizing their opinions as well.
Yeah, I've been down in Frankfort over 40 years as a reporter and now a lobbyist, and I've never seen anything like this as far as the people
I was
showing
going to
up.
comment, in 29 years of public education, I've never seen teachers rally together as much as this year.
I agree with this.
Good reason.
Yeah.
Right.
Bad times bring people together.
They sure do. Superintendent Middleton, any final thoughts?
No, like you said, we just talked about we'll be watching, again, parents, I hope you understand why we had to call school off Friday. And quite frankly, when you have 10 classrooms without substitute teachers, it's not just an instructional issue, it kind of becomes a safety and security issue. We've done a lot to improve safety. It's kind of an issue there, we have to double up classes, things like that. So I think it's best all the way around. We're excited. If people are concerned about buses and drivers, I'm personally paying for the transportation, so take away all issues there. But we're excited, sounds like we're ready to go and ready to have some fun.
Absolutely.
All right, Superintendent Kelly Middleton, Kim Ward, Sarah Reinhardt, Joy Tucker, and Newport, they say they're all about the kids. They're showing it, and they're going to show it down in Frankfort Friday and Saturday. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.